So good afternoon. So good afternoon, all of you. Let me start the session. So before I start the session, so this was the program we did, Sarafinsky gasket program number 7. So last week we have seen one of the program called rotation of a cube. So today in the same part we are going to continue one more program with the cube with the Bresenham's line algorithm. Okay, so you could concentrate here, all of you. If you have any doubts, you could come across the chat session. So program number 3 was a surface. This was a color cube. That was you need to rotate the cube in x direction, y direction, z direction using a mouse interface. The same as such, we have one more program. Okay, so one more program you have is called a perspective weaving. Okay, perspective weaving. In the morning it is discussed. We use lookat function for a perspective weaving. So I said, what is perspective weaving? Basically, perspective weaving is nothing but the object is going to be moved away or far. Okay, I showed you the image of a tree. When the eye, that is, if this is a tree, so this is an image, right? The viewer function would be moved away or nearby to it along the various axes. Okay, along the various axes. So that time, how exactly the object will changes its shape, so that we are going to study it in the case of perspective weaving. And generally we do use a concept of weaving. Okay, we do use a concept of weaving. Fine. So let me continue. So, and the first, also this program I'm going to do it Bresenham lines drawing algorithm using simply formulas. Okay, let me go further. So we have two programs as such. That was a rotation of a cube. Those people have not understood the cube rotation. They could go the Google Classroom and go through the you know uh, the diagram, and they can try to understand that particular program. Okay, now few people were facing a problem with the cube, so they are not able to execute, though the image was visible, not able to rotate. The thing is that we have an option to use two types of buffer, single buffer and double buffer. So what you could do is you could use a instead of a single buffer, all of you, you could use a double buffer. You could use a double buffer. Remember, once you use a double buffer instead of a single buffer, the main advantage of using double buffer is helps in swapping of the buffers. The memory of the coordinates are placed in two buffers instead of single buffer. When the image is being rotated, the coordinate values are being swapped. So in fact, in few systems it supports, few system doesn't supports single buffer for cube rotation. Hence you could use double buffer. This is a slight modification that you could do to the given program if you are not able to get the output. Let double, whenever you use a double buffer, you have to swap the buffers. So that is, again, you have to use one more function after flush function in display. After flush function in display, you have to use glut swap buffers. This is about the first cube program. Coming to the second cube program, all of you. So coming to the second cube program, what we have, so that was a perspective weaving. Let me go with this I shared in the morning. All the coordinates and the vertices colors are the same. Thing is that you have to use a weaver function. Weaver function is being used at lookat functions in order to move the location of a weaver to and fro. To and fro in which direction? Either in x direction, either in y direction, either in z direction. So initial weaver is located at z direction. Initially the weaver is located at z direction. This you have to initialize in the beginning of the program. Next, what you have to do, you have to, let me go to the display function. So display function, same, calling of the two arguments with single buffer or double buffer. If you use a double buffer, what you have to do is you have to use a swap buffers in a display function after GL flush function. So this program supports single buffer because there is no continuous animation. There is no continuous rotation as such. Only on single click you are going to rotate it, but it is your preference. But when you use a double buffer, you have to swap the buffers in the display functions as I shown for the previous program. I'll share that program also. So window size is 500. Okay, the window size is 500. So you have a color cube viewer. You call the reshape function to maintain the distortion or to maintain the aspect ratio. You call the display functions. So you don't call a spin cube. Remember, you have to delete. You are not spinning the cube. That is a continuous rotation. Continuous animation is not there. But obviously, you call the mouse functions and the keyboard functions. You call mouse functions a keyboard functions, right? So with that, use a depth paste in order for a hidden surface removal. So rest, what is the major changes as I discussed in the morning class? Rest of the thing is same. In the display function, you call look at function. Look at function is a perspective viewer function. First of all, it is a viewer function. The primitives or the parameters for a viewer function is, you could see here. So it uses ix, iy, iz. That is viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2. That is x axis, y axis, z axis. So you have set viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2. Center x, center y, center 0. That is at the origin. It is 0, 0, 0. Up x, up y, up z. Up x is 0. Up y is y. Up y is 1. Up z is 0. Saying that, it is quite easy to remember. See, the parameters are viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2. So center x, center y, center. This is taking to the consider the origin. So up x, up y, it's called as up vector. It is up vector. Always, how do you view the image? Basically, you view the image vertically. So the vertical image are viewed with respect to the parameter called 1. Okay, so that is, it is up x is 1. Rest of the things, everything is 0. This you can see over here. Okay, so see here. So ix specifies the position of the I point. Viewer 0, viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2. That is I point. Center x, center y, center z. That is specifies the position of the reference point. The reference point is 0, 0, 0. Specifies the direction of up vector. Up vector is nothing but how do you view that particular image. So always up vector, y axis is 1. Rest of the x axis, z axis is 0. Okay. So look at function is being called in the display function. Remember, in the display function, major changes is you call look at function. Yes, ix, iy, iz, up x, at x, at y, at z, up x, up y, up z. So up vector is always 1. So rest of the thing is same. And you call a mouse function. In the mouse function, I would say that you will not use theta of axis. It is not continuous animation. It is not continuous rotation. That is, theta is axis of rotation is not being rotated 0.1 continuously. There is no idle function callback. Spin cube was an idle function callback. Remember, that is for use for continuous animation. So spin cube was a idle function callback. Remember, this is too important with your project point of view. Idle function was continuous animation function, right? So why do we use the idle function? So I said last class. So idle function is being used for a continuous animation. That is a global idle back function. It helps in back processing task. But here we are not related with the back processing task. So hence this line is eliminated, and part of the spin cube lines are being copied. Next, what you have to do? You have to use the keyboard functions. So on pressing X, enlarge the viewer 0, viewer 1. So all that's being enlarged. So let post row display. Since you use a single buffer, we are not concerned with the swap buffer. That is in display function. So I have told that changes. Okay. Next, coming to the my reshape function, it is to maintain the distortion or the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is nothing but if width is less than equals to height, you have to maintain the calculation along the y axis. Y mean y max. If the width is greater than or equals to height, so you have to maintain the direction along the x axis. X mean x max has to be maintained. So we have used GL frustum function. So GL frustum function is same as if like GL ortho, but the basic difference is GL frustum uses the concept of weaving. So this I will explain when we come across the module 3, that is a window to viewport mapping. Window to viewport mapping. So in general, you remember, so what is window? Window is nothing but in your screen, you create a window. So within the window, you can create one more window that is called viewport. So in this program, we have mapped window itself as a viewport. Window itself a viewport. Why? Because whatever the width and height you have taken, so that itself is a 500, 500. This is 500, no? This is 500 and this is 500. I have created a viewport within this window saying that it is a viewport consists of, right? This 0, origin of 0, width and the height of a viewport. So as of now, you need not to worry about this. Okay, this is itself viewport. So you can give the different dimensions also here for a viewport. So as of now, you remember what is lookat function. It is a viewer function that we have used, and that much is enough. Okay. So with that, you should be able to, why I have given this program, because parallelly we could complete this program related to cube, so that we find it easy. Later on, we can have discussions. In fact, I could do this program when we complete weaving, but as of now, there is no much of the change. Only lookat function you use in myreshape function, but change with respect to the GL orthographic projection. Okay. So now coming to the major task of the class today, that is Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. Okay, GL frustum, use it instead of GL ortho. And remember here it is a 20, y mean y max. So rest of the thing is almost the same, and use viewport function here. So where there we don't have a viewport function, we have not called a viewport functions in in fact, I have forwarded this in the group in the morning just to analyze. See, we don't use a viewport functions. In fact, if you comment also, it will work, but always it is better to use a viewport whenever you use a weaving function or lookat function or a perspective weaving concept. Coming to the concept of next program, Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. So it is a very simple C program. Very simple C program. You know what is Bresenham's line drawing? So it is being drawn with respect to the slope of the line. When m is less than 1, what should be done? X is incremented in unit interval and y has to be calculated based on the pk value. Remember, when slope of the line is less than 1, x has to be incremented in unit interval. If slope of the line is greater than 1, y has to be incremented in unit interval, right? And you have to calculate x. So how do you calculate x? That is based on the value of pk. How do you calculate pk? Pk is nothing but delta x that is delta x multiplied by d1 minus d2. What is d1 minus d2? Changes, that is delta y by delta x. So del 2 delta y minus 2 delta x is calculated. How do you calculate the next interval? That is, first you calculated pk. If the pk value is greater than or equal to 0, increment x in unit interval, y also in unit interval. If pk is less than 0, so you calculate xk in unit interval, yk as it is, the previous value, right? The formulas are here. In the case of, see this I have shared in the Google Classroom. How do you calculate pk is greater than 0? You calculate xk plus 1. How do you calculate yk plus 1? Similarly, the next pk value is being calculated, right? If pk is less than 0, how do you calculate the pk value? Same for the concept of slope greater than 1. I have shown you here. Okay, I have shown you the concept here. M is greater than 1. So we have pk is equal to, so let me go to the program. Let me not waste the time, because we need to go with the execution of the program also, as the session is too short. Now let me explain this line drawing. Very simple language, right? It is a simple C program, as I said. Okay, hope the screen is visible. So we have a main function. You have a main function, Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. You have to give the two vertices x1, y1, and you have to enter two x2, y2, printf, scanf statements, initialize the arguments, glet. You use a single buffer. There is no much of the rotation or the idle callback function. So use RGB, window size is 400, init window position 850. This you could vary based on your specification of the window position. So create window Bresenham's, you call display function, you call reshape function, you call glut main loop. So glut main loop for the display everything and wait for the idle callback. Okay. So next you call display function. In the display function, what do you call? In the display function, just all of you just focus here. This is a major point. Okay. This is a major point. What do you call in display function? In the display function, you call two functions. That is, if the slope of the line is greater than 1 or a slope of, so clear the color buffer bit. So you take a slope of the line m. What is m? M is nothing but always, see, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus y2. You need to calculate the slope. If the slope of the line is greater than or equals to 1, you have to calculate greater than equals to 1. If the slope of the line is less than 1, less than 1. Function call. Okay. That is Bresenham greater than equals to 1, less than equal to. So let me focus one function so that you'll understand one thing. M less than 1. Okay. If m is less than 1, what you have to do? The slope of the line is less than 1. Okay. See, you pass x1, y1, x2, y2. x1 to x0, y0, x2, y2 to x and y end. If now you will consider the absolute value, that is change in the difference of x, dx is nothing but absolute value, because you know we have to consider absolute value, because if is x0 is greater than and or x0 y0 is greater than x and you get negative value. We are not considering a negative value, hence you minus it and take the positive absolute value of x and minus x0, yn minus y0. Then you have to calculate p. This is for the concept m less than 1. What is there in x naught y naught? X naught ಅಲ್ಲಿ x1 y1 ಇದೆ, x and y end ಅಲ್ಲಿ x2 y2. You have x2 y2. Now calculate p. Since the slope of the line is less than 1, so 2 delta y minus delta x. See, 2 pk is calculated, 2 delta y minus 2 delta x. Now here you can see 2 delta y minus 2 delta x. Next, you have calculated delta. So what is p? So this is calculated. So you will have some variable 2 delta y, 2 delta y, 2 delta y means 2 multiplied by dy. 2 delta y minus 2 delta x is nothing but 2 delta y by delta x base initialized to these variables. Same as if like this, see, 2 delta y, okay, 2 delta y, okay. So we are using regularly 2 delta y. So or else 2 delta y minus 2 into delta y by delta x. This somewhere we use direct 2 delta y, somewhere we use 2 delta y minus delta x. That is for the value pk greater than 0 or less than 0. So hence, hope it is visible, all of you. See, now it is visible, all of you try to understand. So 2 delta y minus delta x. So in the case of pk greater than 0, simply pk less than 0, it is 2 delta y. In the case pk is greater than or equal to 0, pk plus 2 delta y minus delta x. Same thing I have done here, right? Next, coming back to the next equation. Now you have to go with the concept. If x0 is greater than x end, just concentrate, just file, I'll go in short. If x0 is greater than or equals to x end, what should be done? If x0 is greater than x end, that is your x0 is greater, so you have to reverse it. Okay, then so x0 is greater than x end, so what do? You treat x end equals to x, y end equals to y. What is there in xy? X0 is there. See, what is there in xy? X2 y2 is there. So we will treat, if x0 is greater than x end, so we'll treat x2 as x, x2 as the x end equals to x0. Else you simply treat x not equals to x, y not equals to y. Got? So or else you have to change. In the case x0 is greater than x end, then only you have to do. or else simply you treat x equal to x naught, y equals to y naught. See here what we have here. You have passed x naught, y naught, x and y naught from the lower end, the function call that you have made. You have passed from the main function x1, y1, x2, y2. Clear? So you have x naught, y naught, x and y naught. You have the value of x. See, initialized x naught as x, y naught as y naught. Imagine if x naught is greater than x and, if imagine x naught is greater than x and, what you have to do? Then you have to treat x equals to x and y equals to, and you reverse the coordinates. That's it. It's very simple. Or else simply continue it with the same value. Then how do you set the pixel? Then call the function called set pixel. What is set pixel? That is identify the pixel. Set pixel will set you the points. It is simply set pixel. What it does? Set pixel identify GL underscore points. That is, it draws one vertex. It identifies one vertex on the screen, right? Set pixel. And once you set the pixel for the next iteration, what you do? Till while loop, while x is less than x and, this is the formula that we have, till x is less than x and, till you iterate. So increment x, that is, x is always incremented in unit interval when the slope of the line is less than 1. And based on the p value, you determine the y-intercept. If p is less than 0, what is pk? Pk is 2 delta y. See, simply p equals p plus 2 delta y. What about else? What you do? You increment y in unit interval. And what about pk value? For the next interval, you calculate pk value as 2 delta y minus delta x. Same as if like the formula what we have done. Hopefully the screen is visible, and call the set pixel. This loop will be repeated until the condition fail, x is greater than x n, right? Same as if like for this also you calculate the value for Bresenham's line greater than equals to 1. If you understood one concept, you will understand this thing. Once again, I'll repeat. See, you will interchange the intercept if x naught is greater than x n, since you have initialized x naught equals to x, y naught equals to y. Then setting the pixel, set pixel is nothing but identifying x coordinate, y coordinate. If x is less than x and, what you do? If x is less than x and, you simply increment, always you increment the unit interval for every iteration of while loop, and it decides based on the value of p. You calculate if p is less than 0, so what is pk? 2 delta y. Else you simply, that is, you return the same value of y. Else what you do? You increment y in unit interval and you calculate the new value of pk. Pk is nothing but pk plus 2 delta y minus delta x, and you set the pixel, right? So just go through this program. Now let me execute the program. Both the programs I'll show you. I have already switched on this VMware. Hope the screen is visible to you. Okay, let me go to the program. So cube 1 program you have seen. Okay, so I'll once again I'll show you the execution. So what I have done is, so this was the changes today I said to your cube program. Use a double buffer and execute it. So this is a cube program. So it is being rotating along the z-axis. Take the control, x-axis rotation, y-axis rotation, z-axis rotation. So this is about the cube program. Okay. Next you have the today's cube 2. Okay, so that is a very simple perspective view. All of you just view this. So what is perspective? Okay, now see, you for this will this will be the output. First, on pressing the left mouse keyboard, mouse button, it is simply, actually it is not rotation, it is a kind of weaving. You simply look like it is a demonstration as if like a weaving. Middle button, right button. Now coming to the concept of pressing X key, that is small letter X. Okay, small letter X, small letter X, small letter X, pressing. It is now again I'll give capital letter, capital letter. It is a weaving. Okay, using lookat function. Came back, image came back. Again I'll press small letter Y, small letter Y. See, it goes on diminishing. Again capital letter Y. This is a weaving. Okay, again it rotates after some time. See, simply I am rotating Y, so again rotates and goes on diminishing. This is a concept of perspective view, right? Again Z, I'll letter small z, small z. Okay, again capital Z, it goes on. Again capital Z. So this is a concept of weaving. Again you can take over, switch over the mouse button. See, mouse, when you click on single click, so it will go on rotating with the concept of weaving. Actually it looks like a rotation. It rotates. See, on single click, in middle click, right click, it simply looks like a rotation. In fact, we are weaving. Basic objective is to utilize the keyboard functions here. Okay, this is one program. And finally you have Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. So you have a Bresenham lines. So in the case of Bresenham lines, so you have to give few of the parameters. I'll provide you the input. You have to test for the 4 cases. Okay, okay, 1 second. You background, some, when the background processing is being running, you are not able to run the program. You have to close all the background thing. So this is output. Enter the starting vertex x1 y1. So what I'll do is, so I'll give you one input for you. With that you have to execute. So this is the input I'll provide you. Okay, so slope 180, 200, 100, 100. Slope 180, 200, 100, 100. 180. Okay, it is 180 and 200, space 200. So enter x1. So 100 comma 100. So you're able to see a line that is being drawn. You could see here the line drawn, that is, so the slope m is, for this case, for the case of slope less than, greater than 1. Similarly, less than 1 you have to try. So equals to also try. So for equals to, you try this. I'll populate this uh, diagram. So for equals to 1, 0, 0, 200, 200. Can you just expect what sort of line you could expect? 0, 0, 200, 200. Okay. See, the line will be like this. Like similarly, you could try for this one. Okay, so you can try. Vertical line will be drawn 200, 100. Vertical line for this. Okay, so all these cases you could try. Hopefully I'll give this, you try this. You somewhere else you will get a vertical line also for slope less, for example 0, 200, 200, 200. So horizontal line you could see. This is a output or that you are going to able to get. Okay, so this is all about the Bresenham lines. So I'll give you the all the data that is being needed. If you're not still not understood, you could communicate so that I can explain once again in the classroom. So you just go to the Google Classroom. I'll give the program and the data that is being needed to understand, so that you could focus. And today's we have altogether we have seen the recap of the Cube 1 program and the Cube 2 program, what I explained in the morning, and one more Bresenham's line drawing program. So you should be able to execute it. Those who are facing a problem can communicate while executing the program. And I could see a lot of messages regarding the students not having a laptop. Some people kept in the hostel rooms, and few people not went for repair, not working hardware. So maybe it is my suggestion, do it as early as possible, and try to submit the assignments, so that you should not feel any sort of difficulties during examination. So it is not from for my sake, up to you to decide, because I cannot pressurize go in the lockdown and do repair it. At least you communicate with your friends what they're doing, you just follow them. You just try to follow theoretically the concept. Why do you use a buffer, a double buffer, meaning what is a post redisplay? Why do you use a post redisplay function always in SpinCube? Post it basically it is a rotation of the cube. It marks the current window as needing to be redisplayed every time the coordinates are newly being calculated and has to be displayed. Since we have used load identity matrix, model view matrix, these are all the always built-in matrix that has to be loaded in the display function before you start anything, right? So these are all things you should learn. And what are the parameters? Why do you use look at functions? What is the difference between GL ortho, right? What is this? All these things, if you remember, it is common throughout the all the programs. You could see you have myReshape function, right? You have myReshape function. Only the basic things you have to write. And this was today's being taught. And this today viewer functions I explained what all the differences I just shown you. And you could be able to use a double buffer and swap buffers. Coming to the concept of you can give the attendance meanwhile. See, anyway, for lab I have given most of the people the full attendance. Thing is that you should sit and execute the programs parallelly. And in the case of Bresenham lines, set pixel. So set pixel is a simple function that is being used to set the coordinates. Individually it is being asked. So how does this line is being drawn means, if this is a line, it sets the pixel like this, 1 pixel, 2 pixel, till x naught, y naught. It simply draws the pixel till x and y end. So this itself is a program, either this kind of line, this kind of line, horizontal line, vertical line. So all these things is a concept, right? So give the attendance in the chat session, those people. And maybe immediately after first internal, we will start with the evaluation of your project, because it has to be considered. Few people having issues with the hardware, the software, and basically I suggest you to sort it out at the earliest. Project names, you have given it. A few people had a clash, so try to sort it out together. If we have a different concept in the same project, you can change it. You can have the same project, but you have to rename the project name. But the same project should not be there, in the sense the same animation should not be there. Because see, I'll show you the project thing today. See, this is the project. I'll execute few of the projects immediately after first IA. See, what are the things that you could do? Apply the concept of computer graphics, right? Consider all types of attributes like color, thickness, style for your project while doing your mini project, right? Simulation of concepts of OS, data structures, algorithms, etc. could be done, right? So, and you can animate the real world problems. Any sort of games is also being considered. Thing is that there should not be repetition. Okay. So this is what from my side. Do you have any doubts? So just you can chat. Doubts on today's program? Okay, fine. Fine. So I'll just give you the program to the Google Classroom. Please try to understand logically, try to write the program, have these snapshots, have the inputs of all this thing, input of all this program, and try to studies. Okay. Because this is even they may ask you this program in external also. Write a Bresenham's line drawing algorithm with the algorithm or a program. If you know these formulas, you can do it easily. So this is from my side. So those who have not given the attendance can give it and try to execute and try to submit at the earliest in the Google Classroom. And study for internals. All of you have internals. You have 1.5 unit. So try to go through the exact notes what is being provided. Even the PPTs, I need to upload the updated PPT till first IA. I'll upload it today. And anything you can discuss, so that see all of you, now we have covered most of the syllabus here. See the programs, 4 programs have been completed. One is Bresenham's. We have covered third program, fourth cube program perspective view, seventh program Serafinsky gasket. 4 programs have been completed. So next, it is a very simple rotation. This could be completed. Rotation of a triangle. This is using transformations, rotation matrix, right? Easy program. Then we have this one, scanline fill. Even this has been completed theoretically. Problem has been covered. Give a problem in internal scanline program. So lift with Hartley Benzier curve, teapot program, and Cohen Sutherland 3, and the evaluation of a project. Okay, so be serious and do it. Okay, those people have given the attendance can leave the session and can execute the program given in the Google Classroom.